What's happening, y'all? I'm David Banner from Mississippi, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
Candy paint on the set of swingers, got a bop with me when you see me ride. Trunk pop with the fifth falling, got the top missing when you see me slide. Double cup, sipping Texas tea, I'm on muddy water while I drink it dry.
We got the one and only, the legendary David Banner jumping off the porch with us today. What's up, bro?
Thank you, brother. I'm good. Very proud of you. Man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that,
We've
bro.
known each other for a long time.
Come
bro,
on,
so.
now. How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling better than I ever have in my life, bro. I'm happy. I feel good. I'm making a whole lot of money. I actually smell elegant. You know, it's a good thing.
Yes,
bro.
sir.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. And you've been, speaking about, just, being in a good space these days and really taking, your focus on your health, your mental health, more importantly. Can you just speak on the importance of, being on top of your mental health and because I think a lot of people, we use the word grind and hustle and all of that, but it's like without rest, like the grind and the hustle, it's almost for no reason.
Man, sometimes I think that, we misguide these kids. The real truth is, bro, like you can grind and not sleep if you want to, and then you're not healthy enough to enjoy your family, enjoy, that money that you done grinded for. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, man, when I was going through some of the mental things that I was going through, I couldn't sleep. I was maybe sleeping 2 hours a day, max. And it was funny, man. I was, I think I was talking to Crit. Who was I talking to? And they asked me, they was like, during this time that you as happy as you are right now, like, what is the thing that you're the most grateful for? And I literally said sleep, the ability to sleep. Sometimes, bro, we get so into this world that we forget to thank God for our vision. Sometimes we forget to thank God for a single breath. Man, for me to be able to live and to get around, bro, to be able to do pull-ups and be maybe more physically blessed than most people 20 years old, to be able to say that, man, to be able to say that I'm sitting here, the fact that you want me on your platform. Some people that came out when I came out, they couldn't pay you to be on here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm happy in a way. And then one of my friends told me last night, bro, it really shook me. No, it was Crit. Crit was like, Banner, for you to be as happy and as calm during this political climate, he said, do you know what you mean to some people? And I never thought about that because I'm genuinely happy, bro. Like, I genuinely think this is the best time for our people. Yeah. So for me, the mental health and all of that kind of stuff, yeah, it is important. And I know that's a key word for people right now. But the real truth is I just put myself first. Yeah. I'm taking care of me before I take care of others. Like, I'm going to be honest with y'all about something. It's because it's your show, bro. And I'll say this. Like, bro, I've only paid myself 15 times since I've owned a business. And that's not smart from a business perspective, but I always took care of my people first. And I know from a business perspective, you're always supposed to pay yourself first. But as a leader, bro, I've always wanted to make sure that my people's straight. And it's crazy, bro. There's been times where on the books, I've had millions and millions of dollars, but because I'm shooting podcasts and films and, investing money in offices and the things that I'm doing, bro, that, in order to make sure that I was fine, that some of the people that was working for me was taking home more money than I was at one point. I was looking at one of the homies that was working for me. He had more cars than me. And I was like, damn, like I don't have a fly car. And I make all this damn money. But to be honest with you, Spitty, I just realized, man, that I have to love me and I have to take care of me. And to be honest with you, the happier, the calmer that I am, the better I can do for all of us. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Because when you're in that leadership role, you have to be selfless. Yeah. And a lot of times...
Well, you don't have to be, because there's a lot of selfish niggas.
Yeah.
There's a lot of selfish niggas out here. Just,
well,
can I say niggas?
Yeah, for sure.
Can I say shit and fuck?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. Shit, fuck.
Yeah, come on now. So, to be a successful leader, not even successful, to be
a righteous leader,
honorable
leader.
Yes, it comes with selflessness, and
being lonely.
Absolutely.
Cause the real truth, man, most people don't give a fuck, and you know that, bro. The person that you know I've always been that way.
Yeah.
You know I've always been a solid businessman.
Absolutely.
You know it has never been my intent. I'm not saying that I'm perfect or that I haven't made some bad moves, bro, but you know me, bro, when you used to work with me,
yes,
I paid you my checkbook.
Yes.
You didn't have to wait. You didn't have to go to Universal.
Nope.
You didn't have to go to none of them folks. Who paid you, bro?
David Banner.
I paid you out of my bank account with my fucking name on it.
A Banner Vision.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
And so, like, for me, bro, like, we got to call people like we see them. And that's one thing I like about this generation of kids. They don't talk about the man. They don't talk about, these general terms. They'll tell you exactly who it is. So we can honestly say a lot of these niggas is selfish, and we already know what white folk do. That's just historical fact. It ain't a racial thing. So for me, man, I'm just grateful. Like, bro, I went viral a couple weeks ago. And bro, I don't know if it's ever happened that somebody goes viral for saluting and loving on a dark-skinned black woman. Bro, that's real power.
Yeah.
That's actually scary. You know how America is. So to have the most viral video of that week,
right,
for me saluting a black woman, telling her, and if you think about the red carpet, bro, that's the time for you to be selfish and for you to pop your companies and stuff. And so for me to make it about her,
yeah, for sure,
that's the most honorable thing. And then for people and for black women and black children and black men, bro, to gravitate towards that shows our children that you can be honorable and successful.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, so first of all, with that, you were just showing like some supreme riz all at the same time, you know what I mean? But it's like, when you did that, I remember even saying like, man, I hope this becomes a trend. Yeah. And something that I actually got from you and from moving around with you was that, I make sure when I see a black woman, whether she has natural hair or just, I make sure to openly express like my appreciation just for a black woman. Right. You know what I mean?
The thing that bothers me a little bit though, is that people try to turn it into a joke or people try to chump it off as it being game. Like as a man, male or female, I'm supposed to look you in your fucking eye.
Absolutely.
Right? Regardless. But most people, when we look at each other, I read a book and it said if you look at a man or a woman like that's the last time that they're ever going to be seen, that you will have friends forever. And most times when people are talking to us, we're trying to think of what we want to say or what we want to get out of the conversation. Bro, I think the trend to music and entertainment, because of AI, because of technology, and because of how plastic most people are, the more genuine you are, the more that you can make people feel, that you can't duplicate that with AI.
No, absolutely.
You can't duplicate that by just writing it and somebody acting with it because people have to feel you. One of my mentors told me one time, bro, like, once they made the television, they took our minds. The only thing we have left is our spirit. So you have to touch the spirit of the people.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I feel like that's what's taken me so long through my career and what's allowed me to, pivot and, from different.
Hold on, Speedy. We got to talk about the fact of how good we both look right now, dog.
Come on now.
I know you down about 40, 50. I am myself, dog.
60.
Your boy, go ahead and pop your stuff in, dog. He said 60.
Yeah, I'm down 60 pounds, you know what I mean? Something slight, you know what I mean? Man, it feel amazing, bro. I'm going to take your line and say, man, I feel the best that I've ever felt in my whole life.
Yeah, man. And healthy, bro. Yeah. It's wonderful. Okay, finish.
I made a pledge to myself though, like, hey man, like I want to be in the best shape of my life. I want to feel the best. And I didn't even know like that you could actually feel this good. Yeah. You know what I mean?
They've been lying to us, bro. I am stronger with the exception of speed.
Yeah.
I'm stronger than I ever been. more flexible than I ever been, can fight better, shoot better.
Yeah.
I mean, with the exception of speed, bro, I don't know what they youth gonna buy them with me.
Nah, for real.
What I am, I'm not your OG, I'm your competition. Clearly, I just happen to not care.
Yeah.
I don't care about being the best in music anymore. I just want to be creative. I want to be dope as fuck.
Yeah, no.
Like that's all. Like to me, we use competition as an excuse to do the will of oppressive people. Like I don't see anything of breaking another black man. I don't see anything. No disrespect to what people do, but like. If we gonna compete with them other folks.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
If we gonna really do that,
Right,
know. But most people don't want to do that,
Nah,
man.
that fear is running too deep.
Yeah,
you know what
bro.
I mean?
And to be honest with you, I think I'm the most elegant motherfucker on this planet right now. I don't think shit. Woo!
You know, it's ill, bro, because you've always been a confident person. I've never seen you lack confidence, but now you exude even so much confidence. Some people call it cocky, but I feel like if you're putting in the work, and if you're putting in the work to better yourself, both mentally as well as physically, then I mean you got the right.
Spitty, you're the only one that has ever said anything about that understands that. Like when I tell people that I look good, it doesn't come from a space of wishing or hoping or trying to make you believe. If I'm putting this amount of time in the gym, if I'm putting my body through what I put my body through and I don't look good, then I'm wasting my fucking time.
Yeah, that's real.
Like, dude, I invest so much money, so much effort, so much time. It was funny, some family members were at my house recently and I could watch them waiting for the Hollywood shit to turn on. And they just couldn't believe that most of the time, Regina, most of the time, what am I doing?
Working out.
I'm usually working out or working.
Yeah.
And people just waiting for the club. They waiting for the money to come out the sky.
Right.
People don't believe, bro, I work.
Yeah.
Like, if I eat something I know that I'm not supposed to eat, I freak people out. I jump up from the table and go running right then. Okay, I ate this cake, that's cool, I admit that, but I know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a superhero.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I try to tell the young ladies, they were like, we like you thick, Banner, but like, sweetheart, I'm trying to be a superhero for real in real life and on TV.
Yeah.
And that takes a certain amount of sacrifice. I said this on Instagram, but I want to use your platform to say it to my people. They teach you that being a star or having money is about how much you consume or how much you buy. The real truth is really being a star and really being a millionaire or a billionaire is really in what you don't do and your amount of discipline. What are you willing, my father used to say this, what makes you a man is not what you say yes to, is what you say no to. The truth is I got all this money and I can barely eat anything. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, bro.
For sure.
Like, I got all this money, bro, but it's really who I don't lay down with, especially the way that media is right now.
Yeah.
So it's really about your discipline and how disciplined can you be. And then instead of you chasing everything, it comes to your feet, bro, and it bows to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, and think about it, bro. If you say yes to anything, bro, you're a prostitute. Or a fucking dog.
That's real.
No disrespect to prostitutes. Thank you.
Get it how you live.
But the real truth is what makes you regal, what makes you a king or a queen is your amount of discipline and what you say no to.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Zeno.
Yeah, all day.
Come on now.
All day.
Can you talk about some other things that your pops instilled in you, some other values that your pops instilled in you?
Oh, bro, you're doing a good job, man. It's so funny because I wanted to take a segment of this time to clear up something. What's funny is people really thought that the most viral video that I had was the young lady on the red carpet. But actually, numbers-wise, that segment that the guy cut out about me being cocky.
Yeah.
Like that one, and then another one was where I was talking about you know, growing up in Jackson, Mississippi, and my dad, you know, walking in the house and saying, "What you smiling for? You know, I'm not happy and I make all the money. What the fuck you happy about?" So what I wanted to say about my dad is my father knew the environment that you were raised in a very similar environment, you know, because, you know, I'm from Jackson, but the two sides of my family were from Chicago and Milwaukee.
Yep.
And it's funny because I spent a lot of time with that Six Flags and that needle,
Great
and
America.
you look to this side, you see Chicago,
Yeah,
you look to this side, you see Milwaukee.
There in Gurney.
But like my dad was preparing me, and the real truth is, as mean as I thought my father was being to me, he was preparing me for a world that's not fair to and for black men. So what my daddy was basically saying is like, son, as much fun as you having, where we from, life take them smiles and they eat them kind of people up.
Yeah.
So although, yeah, people look at it like, oh, that was toxic masculinity, no, it wasn't. He was teaching a young black man how to survive.
Absolutely.
And it's sad because everybody on this fucking planet has an opinion about how a black man should be raised or how a black man should act, but black men.
Right.
And all of these different subsections of culture always talk about how oppressive other people are, but you're doing the same thing as soon as you got power.
Yeah.
That's like me telling a woman how it feels to be pregnant. I don't know. I should shut the fuck up and ask a woman.
Yeah, no, that's real.
So for me, it's crazy how so many people have opinions about how little black boys should be raised, and everybody is standing up and being strong about it except black men.
Well, one thing that I dislike is that the term toxic masculinity is normally only aimed at black men who are openly masculine.
Right, and they're scared of really talking about the most toxic thing on this planet is all white men.
Yep.
See, most people are cowards. They don't really want to solve the problem. They just really want to talk about it. And the money is in the get back, not in solving the problem.
Yeah.
Everybody on this planet knows who's the most toxic person or thing on this planet. What's the worst germ on this planet? You know, but people are scared to really talk about that because then the lights start getting cut off.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
And what I've noticed is I'm one of the few people who's willing to speak the truth, but people will leave you out there by yourself. And I'm not gonna be broke no more. I saw what y'all did to Marcus Garvey. I saw what you did to Malcolm. You know what I'm saying? I saw what you did to Martin Luther King's families. I'm not going that route. One thing I'm not is a fool. And God gives you pain and allows you to see the past so you can do something different. So Spitty, for me, man, you know, if we really want to do something, bro, just create our own.
Yeah.
You know, you created your own platform. You didn't wait for somebody to employ you no more. You know, so for me, that's the same thing I'm doing with a banner vision.
Absolutely.
You know, there's a certain vision that I have for my people, and that's the reason why I'm so interested in sci-fi. You know, people are really impressed with my level of fashion now. And the real reason why I stepped back into fashion because I want little black boys to know that you can be masculine and be in fashion.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that. I don't want you to ever feel that, you know, you don't have a space just because you are what God created you to be. And so my thing is to stand strong, to be, you know, a young lady told me this, bro, and it took the wind out of my chest. She said, Banner, you don't remind me of my father, you remind me of my grandfather. I was like, ugh. That's what I want to be. You know, in hip hop and movies and business. You know, I was just talking to Nitty Beats while I was driving over here. He's a really good friend of mine, man. And we were talking about the fact, you know, people have a tendency to say that it's business, not personal. Shit. My business is very personal. My money is very personal.
Sure.
So I was telling him how, you know, I'm shooting my first full-length feature film this year, and how this is the first time in my life I've actively went in. I'm gonna actively ask and borrow money, because I wasn't raised that way. I'm from Mississippi. I wasn't raised to ask another man or woman for no bread. But what I'm realizing is, bro, I've made enough money, you know, for my kids to live on. But because I've always been a visionary, I've always reinvest. And, you know, just what America has done to us as a people, you're gonna need some kind of help in order to keep you in a position where you can still be creative and happy. And if I spend all my personal money and whatever happens with it, then it's gonna force you to be something that you really don't wanna be.
Right.
I don't really wanna be in the studio no more all night. You know, Jill Scott was an exception to the rule because of who she is, but like, man, 4-5 hours, if you can't get it before then, buddy, then you got to pay me some more bread or move around, dog. You know, I don't come to the studio to vibe. I go to the studio to execute and go home.
Yeah. Man, who wouldn't want to be in the studio for a couple hours with Jill Scott, though? I mean, I know those vibes are incredible.
She is one of the most. I'm one of the executive producers on Jill's new album, and bro, she's the only artist, bro, that I've ever met that 80% of the time that you in the studio with her, she in the booth. It ain't no vibing. Yeah. Like, no, I vibed at home when you sent me the beat. When we come in here to execute. Yeah. And bro, you spend more time in that creative zone with God, bro, in God's presence, rather than trying to figure it out while money is wasting and time is wasting. Like, bro, we can be at home with our kids, with our loved ones, you know, sleeping, bro. Yeah. And I've never worked that efficiently in my life. And that's how I try to work. You know what I'm saying? I try to go in and have it ready, you know.
Yeah. Banner, do you still love hip hop? Do you still love the culture?
Love, ooh. Oh man. It's hard to love something that doesn't love you. It's hard to love something that doesn't have the capacity to love. You know, I really thought Erykah Badu was the one that taught me this. She said, Banner, you've seen the asshole of music. And you can never unsee that. Like, you see what this shit really is for real. And so that blind love, like Salih, my little partner, told me this. He said, Banner, he said, you loved hip hop like it was a girl. And that's the reason why it's so easy for hustlers to come in and make money from music the way that they do. Because if the stuff that they done on the streets, this music shit is easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, bro, I can't say that you my artist, bro, and not look out for you. Right. Like, I can't do that, but then most artists can't respect, you know, that you ain't made no money and I'm spending all this bread on you, bro. Like, we gotta move something around. And then people will hate you, bro, for something that they didn't do. Like, if they didn't work hard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, I don't play. Like, you know, bro, I could have made millions of dollars. Think about at the level that I do beats. If I would have put out 10, 12 artists, how much money I could have had, bro. But I know what this game is built on. It's built on throwing a bunch of people up against the wall, a bunch of people's lives against the wall. Like, bro, one of the hardest things for me is to negotiate with my producers. Because how dare I be a producer and then hard negotiate on them and do something that I wouldn't want to do. But then when you kind and you let people have freedom and you do them right, then they think that they've earned that when they really haven't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you give people top dollar and people really coming to you, and yeah, they may be talent, but they're coming to you for your brand, bro. And so it's sort of hard to find that sweet spot where you find people who respect and love you for you being honorable and kind to them and really ushering in a new level of business. Because the real truth is, all the things that we thought that music could have been, if you and I own record companies, then it can be true from that moment. Because we can conduct business like that. Right. But then are people going to get lazy, or are they going to work even harder because of the blessing that you've given to them? And that's the conundrum. And, Spitty, you know I was one of the first people to talk about this. I told black people that streaming was stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
I told them it was the dumbest shit that we would ever do in history, and people laughed at me. And I didn't put the God box out initially and let them stream it for that reason. Yeah. You know, I told people, and now that these white folks see that they losing money, and now they coming back and telling you, oh, we gonna switch it back. Y'all okay with that shit?
Right. Yeah, you were definitely one of the first artists speaking out against streaming and how, like, making fractions of a penny.
Yeah,
like,
it don't make, it's nothing about, and then everybody be popping out that they hustlers and they ballers and we all of this shit, we bosses. But how you gonna agree to some shit that is not conducive for you and your people. It's like almost, bro, they've tricked us into being famous and not being rich.
Yeah.
Man, you can pull out your phone and be famous, dog. Get your bread up.
Nah, for sure.
Cause the stuff that we allow other groups of people to do, we would never allow each other to do that. If you was out on the street hustling and I came to you and told you, hey man, I want to make this synthetic dope and I want to pay you a half a penny for it, and you go ahead and sell this shit that I'm giving to you, you look at me like, nigga, you crazy, nigga. Like, what? Yeah, and that's basically, if we take away the fluff, that's what we did. We something that we were getting finally, because think about it, we had just learned how to open up our own mom and pop stores, and as bad as burning CDs were, we had mastered the art of even being able to create our own CDs, bro. Yeah. We learned how to put labels on. We learned, BDS and art. We learned the whole game. And as soon as we learned how to be self-sufficient, that's when they switched the game up. And nobody saw that shit but Tip, but Snoop and Prince and me. Nobody? At least that would say it out loud.
Right.
So, man, like for me, bro, when people ask me about my love for the game, bro, it's the same way. If there was a woman that you knew that didn't love you, didn't love your family, and you gave everything, bro, I don't have no kids, I don't have no wife, bro. Like, I gave everything for this shit, and every time I come out, it's almost like I'm starting over. What? Why would I go back to that shit, dog? As much money as I'm making.
Yeah.
Y'all think this ain't rap money? You feel me?
Yeah. No.
So like, if black people truly want better music, better artists, then take care of them. Watch after them. The same thing with black media. Back in the day, man, when I went up to Ebony and I went to Jet, I was in Chicago. They say, Banner, it was the same amount of stuff that's happening in hip hop today. It was happening in black music. But we cared about the artists and we protected them because they were black and we're a black magazine. We don't take care of each other, bro. Yeah. You know, I even when we do interviews, and I'm serious about this, bro, and this ain't no shot at you, but bro, most of the time people don't even care about your product.
No, absolutely.
They want your soul.
Yeah.
They want your life. Like, at least back in the day, they would at least play your record one time. You'll get one spin. Yeah. But think about it, bro. When people come, people don't talk about Family Business New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? They don't talk about the God Box 2 or like, you know what I'm saying? They want to know who you fucking.
Right. It's all
you know what I'm saying? They want to know who you, And bro, that's not healthy. Cause all that clickbait and shit gets somebody killed in the hood, dog.
Yeah, come on.
So we talk all that shit, but bro, the residual effect is somebody who don't have the type of money and don't have the lawyers that we have, bro. That shit ain't right. Like, bro, like, I'll tell you something, just because it's you and our relationship, bro, I done been in the middle of some of the biggest rap beefs in life. And on one side, man, I know this man mama. On this side, I know this dude kids, bro. And while everybody laughing and joking, bro, there's no way that we gonna win with this shit, bro. I remember one time, man, looking at this, cause I'm a studier. I remember looking at this rap beef that these white folks was pushing, and then I realized they both had white labels, but they both were on the same distribution company, dog. And the same company was getting money off of both of them, dog. And bro, that crushed me, dog. And we sit around here and laugh and joke while the world is going to hell.
Right.
And we worrying about who the fuck beefing, dog. We grown. I said on another show, man, nigga, worry about your pension, nigga. Like, for real, this is what you worried about? Wow. It may be time for us to get out this country, dude. All right, back to Happy. What up, 10? What up, 10?
But that's real though, bro. So let me ask you this: when you released it, when you were working on the God Box, when we were, putting those plans together, and I remember you telling me like, okay, we're gonna put together these direct-to-consumer packages, and
nobody had done that shit before ever in history, bro. Nah. And niggas took my shit, like, bro, no bullshit. Bro,
I mean, let me say this too.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, artists like, and this is not knocking anybody, but like you look at an artist like La Russell right now, who's, been killing it on the tip of like, being direct with the fans, putting out these packages, things like that. Like, Ryan Leslie has, done it, you know what I'm saying, to a certain extent. It's like, it was looked at weird. It was looked at funny when you were doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. And Russell is one of the dudes that I'm the most proud of. It's
Absolutely.
funny that like I went and found him and looked him in his face and told him how proud I am. And he's such a bright kid.
Yeah.
Smart too. Yeah. But I mean bright, just energy wise, bro. And I told him how proud I was, bro. Yeah, people looked at me like I was crazy. And bro, I made so much fucking money, bro. But it took too long for it to get back. Yeah. Like by the time I got my money back, I had been through so much shit that it almost wasn't worth it. And it's funny, man, I've been trying to talk to my team about this now. Like, bro, if what's the guy named that's Captain America? What's dude's name?
Man, I forget.
Sydney, the guy that plays Captain America.
He's one of the dopest
Well,
actors.
that guy.
Yep.
He said something that was so powerful. He was like, yo, Anthony Mackie, thank you. Anthony Mackie was talking about how they're not allowing us to make black superstars anymore, right? When you get to that point where you can really negotiate and control your life, then they'll just go find them another one, right? Well, that means that you're a fool to continue, not specifically him, but we are fools to continue trying to go that route. Like, bro, I don't want nobody to control how I move and when I put out a movie or when I put out a song, dog. Like, I'll do what I need in order to help people make money in other spaces with what I've been able to accrue. But like, if I don't make my own, then I will forever be a slave to what somebody else wants to do with their money and with their company. And that's where I tell people when they say, well, David Banner, it seems like your politics is changing. No, my politics isn't changing. But what I realize is, bro, once God has shown me something, then I'm the fool to continue to go down that path. I say this all the time, bro. If you go and kiss a rattlesnake, would you be mad if that rattlesnake bit you in the mouth?
You got to know that it's coming.
Exactly. So if we have historically seen how people have treated us and we continue going over there, then we the fool, not them.
Yeah.
So like a banner vision for me, bro, and it makes me so happy, bro. Like if I believe that there's not enough black love, then I don't have to beg for DEI. I don't have to complain that somebody doesn't let me in their stores or doesn't put my products in my stores. I sell it myself. And I am so proud. I can honestly say, bro, I'm so proud of myself, bro, to be able to be God incarnate. Like God is the ability to create. For you to think something, like I personally believe, and I want all the blessings that God give to me, but I actually think the only thing that we should pray to God for is for the idea. And you be man or woman enough to get off your ass and make it happen.
Yeah.
And I just wish, man, that our people had the emotional maturity to at least see, man, like, if we're gonna invest our time and money, invest it in a new type of nigga. Like, bro, we run after the same type of niggas over and over again, like that rattlesnake, and wonder why we end up in the same. Like, I watch this shit happen in music all the time. I be like, damn, that's the kind of nigga they liking this year.
Yeah.
And so they get 4 or 5 niggas just like that, and then wonder why we in the situation that we in. Go get a new type of nigga. Or I give you an example. Watch this. Bro, when the woke movement happened, they didn't go get the people who had been trying to keep y'all woke forever. They went and got the same niggas that put on a black fist mask or wore some leather and got them an afro for a half a year. And we ran that and wonder why we didn't get no movement. Like, bro, we have a problem with the waterways and we go get a fucking rapper. Motherfuckers don't know nothing about no damn water. Why you gonna go get a rapper? That's stupid to me.
Right, because it's trendy.
Yeah. We talking politics, but go get somebody who don't know shit about politics ever.
Yeah.
That's why I say all the time, bro, like, I think part of our problems is that we really think an entertainer is gonna change shit.
Yeah.
Bro, I am a very, very intelligent man, bro. I articulate myself very well, but I even think in a lot of cases, I should keep my fucking mouth closed. Bro, and I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But like, bro, if we have been socially engineered to be in the situations that we in, wouldn't it be smart to go get an engineer?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like to say this, Spitty, real quick. I really appreciate the hood for letting me be one of the few motherfuckers to talk that shit. Cause most rappers who change, we get rid of them niggas.
Yeah.
Like black people, it's something about their love for me, and it's something about my love for my people. You know, but what I will say, Spitty, ever since Southern, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, bro, but you don't see no flaw in me. You can't find no flaw in me, homie. Yeah. And what's crazy is you'll have other races and other people to say shit about real solid dudes, and then black folks will consider that shit. When them motherfuckers have sacrificed themselves and stood up, bro, we'll let them, bro, like emasculate and socially, mentally, and spiritually hang. Yeah. And lynch the good motherfuckers, and we don't do nothing about it. Yeah. That's why I went and got me a motherfucking Ferrari, dude. I said, fuck it.
Yeah,
I'll stop and help every now and then. I'm gonna get their bread. What's up, Ted?
No, that's real. But you know, it's interesting because even during the election time, so many, you saw so many people like wishing that, that you were outwardly, speaking out more, or that Killer Mike would be speaking more, during that time.
But people, that's a great example because people didn't even come and check. Nigga, I was dying. Didn't nobody even come and see what was wrong with me. Bro, some shit had happened in Mississippi, and bro, I had, what was that I had with my brain, Regina? I had fucking had brain problems, dog. Like literally my brain was hurt.
Yeah.
And motherfucker, didn't nobody check on me, bro. It was like 5 people that checked on me, bro. And it wasn't even my closest motherfucking friends, dog. Like, I literally had something wrong with my brain, dog. And nobody really gave a fuck. And bro, that was one of the things that really changed me. Because I let people say what they say. I listened to everybody say the one time that I didn't show up, and then nobody say, I wonder is he okay? I wonder is his mom still alive? I wonder if, you know what I'm saying, where is he? Yeah. Like, instead of, if I've shown up 15 times, like when my people, like let's say we at the airport and my people say they coming to get me and they don't come, I'm not mad, I'm worried. What the fuck, did they have an accident? What's wrong with them, bro? And then nobody check on me, bro. And I think what God did for me was God showed me that you don't even put what you consider to be good before me. You don't even put black folks before me. You don't put the revolution before me. You don't put money before me. You don't put your children before me. Nothing comes before the will of God, bro. And it changed me. Yeah. I can't joke, I can't lie to you, bro. It used to matter to me what people would say about me. It used to hurt my feelings, bro. I can't even lie to you, bro. You know where we come from, but it bothered me when black people would say certain things. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck no more. I'm dead serious, dog. I really don't care. Yeah. I know now that instead of running my mouth, I can build a school for my people. Instead of talking about DEI, I can open up a banner vision. And if my people support, the more they support, the more I can employ them. They don't support, then ain't no motherfucking jobs. Fuck it, I'll go home. Yeah. And so, bro, I think God, to a certain degree, a part of me had to die. Because what we consider sometimes good is actually ego. You're trying to do God's job now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It ain't my job to save people. Bro, and I've done more socially than most people on this fucking planet. And a nigga still got some shit to say about what you done done? Nigga, what? You open your fucking mouth? And I'm not saying I'm above or beyond reproach, but for real, nigga, and you don't read, you don't know your history, so you gonna come and talk and ask a motherfucker who has put his life on the line, death threats, then gave away millions, then missed $12 million when I had outplayed, and I gave all of my life to the people, and this is how you do me? And then y'all niggas gonna let that nigga talk like that? Where I'm from, dog, real motherfuckers ain't gotta say shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can say, bro, that happened to me recently, bro. A motherfucker said some shit that wasn't above line. And, well, she said some things that wasn't above line. And they ate her ass up. They're like, Banner does. And that's what we supposed to do for everybody, man. Like, we are supposed to, especially if that person is outside of our race, we got to protect our people, man. And I can honestly say, bro, that you know, black people, you know, they have really loved on me, bro, and they have really put me in a position to shine. And I really hope that y'all proud of me, man.
Nah, for sure,
I really,
bro.
really do.
We
man.
are, bro, like all the way. And you know, it is the mantra is protect David Banner at all costs.
Yo, hold on, I got a story for you. So I done some work with Method Man, man. Me and Rockwaller are really cool. And I say, Rock, man, like I was working on the God Box too. And I was like, man, I really want Method Man on the song. And like Rockwaller, bro, he from New York, bro, but I swear that man from Brookhaven, Mississippi, because he act like us. He did some shit like your grandmama do. He said, that's what you want? All right, hold on. And he hung up. I was like, motherfucker hung up on me. And then, I'm lit 7 minutes later, done. This Method Man number, he said, call him tomorrow. And the only reason why he told me to call him tomorrow, because his daughter was graduating. And so, after we did the record, I called Method Man back and I was like, hey, bro, like, you don't know me like that. Like, dog, like, it sort of made me uncomfortable because, you know, where we come from, people, you know, I was like, bro, you don't know me like that, bro. You from New York. Like, why you cut for me? Method Man said the funniest shit. He said, I be on Twitter too, and Black Twitter say protect David Banner. I was like, oh, shit, man. Thanks, God.
Damn, that's what's
and
up.
to be honest with you, Griselda did the same thing for me, bro. Benny the Butcher, Conway. Conway, bro, so thorough, bro.
Yeah.
Man, and Conway told me, he said, bro, I respect you. And I could tell from what Conway been through, bro, his words ain't light, dog. He said, I respect you, homie. And I was like, fuck, you know? So the thing that I can tell y'all, man, is like, and I always say this about Nipsey. I know people, bro, Nipsey was one of the people, bro, like, as much money as he making, I keep saying this, and I say it on every platform because I mean it, like, but honor really meant more to him than money. And Nip didn't play by his money. But being honorable, bro, meant the world. And I'll tell you something, man, I gotta say this. The fact that Puma still cutting a check to his kids says one or two things. Either about his business acumen and making sure that it was in the contract, or the texture of Puma. But the fact that Puma allowed that in the negotiations either also says about Nipsey's ability to stay hot and relevant, or the texture of their company. And that's what I tell black people about DEI all the time. If a company was really a good company, then it would be in the texture of the company.
Right.
That wouldn't be something that one could take away. Cause one of the people that I do investment with, she told me that. She was like, listen, Banner, you can tell about what a company stands for by looking at their board members. You can see it. It may be cool for a minute when it's hot, you know, when the heat is on their ass for them to do a few things and put a couple of products on the shelf. But if they are real, it's something that they want to do that you don't have to force them to do.
Yeah. Banner, do you ever miss those days in the Astro van? When you
Hell fucking no.
When you was moving
I
around,
know.
producing, you know.
I don't miss nothing about being broke. No. Spitty, I'm gonna be honest with you, fuck that shit. I love being rich. I don't plan on ever being broke again in my life. I make so much motherfucking money. I'd rather work it out in the Ferrari than in the van, dog. Fuck that shit. I ain't never going back.
Yes, sir.
I ain't never gonna be broke again in my life, ever, dog. I love this money shit.
Yeah.
And the reason why I love this money shit is because I'm able to listen to God. Like, bro, when you got some bread, like, I'm realizing, bro, they teach us to work, grind. That's some bullshit. You need to be on a boat somewhere on the beach listening to God.
Yeah.
Because that's where you get that download. That's where you get that original idea. A lot of times we're running behind people who rest. We taking pieces of their ideas all the time. Like, nah, bro, like, I want to get on a boat and travel around the world. I want to get a group of kids, bro, from the hood, man. Take them around the world and show them shit.
About, yeah.
A lot of times the reason why we don't do better because we ain't seen better.
That's real.
I ain't never gonna be broke again no more.
So real.
And I'm tired of acting like I'm broke to make other niggas comfortable. I'm done with that shit.
Yeah.
And I keep my pistol on me at all times. Be clear.
Come on, guys, too.
Either I got a pistol on me or I pay somebody to keep a pistol on them. Cause I'm tired of making motherfuckers make me feel like I've done something wrong by being successful.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be separated from my people. Like, I don't believe in that, bro. That's the reason why I try my business to always do upstanding business. I always try to be kind to people. You know, I always try to make people, when I come, I try to make wherever I am better. If you ever notice, bro, when I go speak and stuff, I usually always give money. Like, I ask people questions.
Yep.
And one of the reasons why I do that is most people only come to our towns and they take away. I learned that from the South. Niggas come to the South and do their concerts and they try to get out the same fucking night, bro. You gonna take all our money and you don't wanna spend time with us?
Right.
Bro, if you spend money with me, bro, like when you brought me to Milwaukee, bro, you know how we kicked it.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know we went down to the stores, how much money I spent with the stores down the whole street, because I was happy to see that whole street popping, bro.
Yeah, right there.
Did I not go there and spend money, bro?
Absolutely, yeah.
Bought shoes and shit everywhere I went. It was hard to ship the shit back. But no, like, bro, like,
no,
people,
you showed a lot of love in the mill.
People don't think about that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't just want to take your money away from you, bro. I want to be grateful and I want to be thankful, bro. And, you know, that's what, you know, a wise man told me that one time. He said, bro, why don't you spend your money with somebody that at least buy you a beer? That you can get your money back some kind of way or a little bit of it, bro.
That's real.
You know, somebody that may come back when the city in trouble and speak on your behalf. Somebody like, but I don't know why, bro. It's like, we are attracted to people that act like our oppressors.
Yeah, and that's the thing, bro. Like, I feel like, you know, even the statement of Protect David Banner has been because you have been, you know, you move with integrity, and then you've been the same person and have been putting out the same message even from the beginning, even though the words may have
that was a little slick,
pushed people, you know what I mean, the wrong way. But I mean, like A Pimp, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you explained in Cadillac on 22’s what you meant by pimping. Pimp my voice, Mac this beats.
Right, and I still love my queens, but bitches hit me to the game.
Come on now.
And bro, yo, I don't know if you ever did this, if I ever told you this. Bro, if you cut off the music and look at the Like A Pimp video, it'll change your life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like it,
for sure.
People were so caught up in the words that they didn't see the visual.
Right.
Bro, that was so, bro, I actually didn't think they were gonna let me put that on TV.
Man.
Dude, we ran the Ku Klux Klan out of Mississippi, bro.
Yes.
We came back and brought that, hey, I ain't gonna even talk about it.
Nah, hey.
We ripped up the Confederate flag and threw it, like, bro, didn't know, bruh, come on,
The message
man.
in that was so ill. Hey, I was honored that you allowed me to be in your video for Black Fist.
Yeah,
that was one of the greatest accomplishments for me of all time.
You know what, bro, I forgot about that, bro. Bro, I don't know if I would have played that on my network. I gotta tell y'all now, since I'm being honest with y'all. Dog, and I gotta say to a lot of rappers, man, like, I have to apologize, man, cause I'm a little petty sometimes, bro. Like sometimes I do verses and I know it's too edgy for that artist just to see if they gonna put it out. Bro, I done blown about 20, 15, 20 features, bro, just because I'll say some shit just to see if the rapper's gonna have nuts to really put it out. Yeah. And most of them don't. You know, and that's not right, dog. And I'm gonna do better. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy E. Jones, that's down with Ninth Wonder. I did something for his mixtape, and it was literally like for Nike or some shit like that. It was for big shoe companies. And bro, I got on that motherfucker, bro, and I said, man, these crackers ain't gonna fuck with you.
Oh my God, bro.
and bro, like, I know it ain't right, but man, like John Henry Clark said, one of the steps to being free is just acting like you free. And man, like I'm gonna do better just as a human being, man. But like bro, I'm tired of feeling like, bro, like we gotta cater to everybody. That's one of the biggest things I've been telling my team. It's like, bro, I don't do this to make it harder for us. I do this to show kids what a free black man look like. You know what I'm saying? And I may not make the same money that a lot of these other artists do when it comes to the bigger level that I'm trying to get on, but I can tell you that I'm free. And I can tell you a lot of those artists call me because maybe they not as in touch with their soul before, like, you know. And a lot of artists will call me who y'all look up to and y'all think have all the money and ask me, Banner, like, what do you think about this? And I'll tell them. I'm not gonna call a man name, but it's somebody in particular, bro, that I call and check him all the time. Like, bro, that shit ain't right, homie. You do what you wanna do, but I'm telling you as somebody that care for you, that shit right there ain't right.
Yeah.
And I remember telling them, like, bro, if you want to just be about money, then don't make the people feel like you down for the cause. Like if you gonna be over there making money, just go make money. Ain't nobody tripping. It's one actor in particular. He a nigga. Like he a nigga. He a South nigga. And he just chose to take the clean, you know, non-threatening route. And I respect him more than just about anybody on this planet, because at least he sticks to that.
Yeah.
He made a choice, and that's what he does. And he don't play like he gonna do anything more. And that's all you want from a man or woman, for them to be honest with you about who they are.
Yeah.
Don't play with my emotions. And like, I'm grateful, man, that God has given me the opportunity to still be able to keep my dignity and make enough money to sustain my lifestyle. Because I may not be able to buy 4 or 5 things that your favorite artist may buy. I can buy one of them motherfuckers.
Hey, come on.
And I can't try for one of them at a time.
Yeah,
So I'm
no,
good.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that's so important too, like what you're talking about with the mentorship and holding people accountable. I had Designer up here a few weeks ago, and I was asking him, you know, why he felt like his career, you know, sort of went the way that it went. And he, with a straight face, said to me, man, I didn't have any mentorship. Like, and I wish that I did. And, you know, I was asking him, like, were you unapproachable, or were you? And we were kind of breaking it down where it's like, you know, he was at a point where he was making so much money so fast, and people around him, I think, were either scared or feared, you know, like getting pushed away from the bag or whatever. So he just never got like those calls of accountability and somebody saying, bro, what the fuck is you doing, bro?
Well, part of the problem is that we don't engage young black men anyway. So they end up making it without us. They shouldn't. I wouldn't come to me either. Y'all didn't fuck with me when I needed you. Now you want to fuck with me now that I got this bread? No, bro. Like, and I always try to do that, man. Like, when I saw, you know, the criticism that the Migos was having at one time, bro, I stood up for them boys, bro. Like, y'all criticize them, but take their style. Y'all criticize them, but then I see you in the club when they song come on and the girls turn up, you turn up though, but I heard what you said, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, and bro, it feel good, man. Like, I don't do what I do for pats on my back, but bro, it feel good when the youngsters come up and be like, you know, thank you, Dave Banner, bro. I really, really appreciate that, man. Like, that kind of stuff means a lot to me, man. And then I see what these kids have to go through from a street level, bro. Being a rapper and being an entertainer and being black, it's different now, dog.
Yeah.
It's different, bro. And you end up almost having to be something that you shouldn't have to be when God has blessed you. Like, Spitty, I'm gonna say something, bro, and I mean this with all my heart, bro. Like, I don't understand why people are mad. Bro, you make all this money from doing nursery rhymes? What the fuck are we fighting about? That is so stupid to me. Like, why you wanna mess up the hustle? Bro, I told all my homies, don't bring that shit over here, bro.
Yeah.
If you don't have a job or something to do, you can't go with me. A lot of my homies mad at me to this day. No, bro. It's always the side motherfucker who ain't got nothing to do that's starting the shit.
Right.
Bro, if you was carrying them crates, dog, if you was mixing that record, dog, If you was, selling the merch, dog, you ain't got no time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my fault.
No, you good. 90% of the beefs happen because of the people that's associated, something that then went down is usually not.
Bro, I hope this ain't disrespectful, but this is my homie that run Tiny Desk. This is Bob. Hey, Bob, I'm actually on the porch right now, dog, and I'm gonna call you back, bro. I know you rich and got cool hats with a suit. Bob, I'm gonna call you back, bro. Man, I'm so proud of that man, bro. He went to Jackson State.
Word.
And he went back home, man, and got with NPR, bro. And I think he the one that came up with Tiny Desk, bro.
That's amazing.
It's dope, man.
Yo, so all right, so I got a question pertaining to that. You went to Southern University.
I was SGA president at Southern University.
Right.
But hold on. What were we talking about? Because I think that was important. What was the end part of that question, though? It was important. Do you remember?
We were talking about your people, like who you were saying that like people like have to have a role, have to have a job.
Oh no, I was just saying. Oh yeah, let me end that off well. I just wanted to say, man, that bro, these kids need guidance, and it's not their responsibility to come to us. We are the elders.
Yep. We
gotta guide them. Man, there's so many of them youngsters, bro, who do have access to me that ask me some of the realest questions. Bro, I remember T-Pain coming to me, man, and sitting in my office for 2 hours when he was building his company. And I gave him everything that I had, man, because, bro, T-Pain and Chris Brown are two people that, like, I try not to get too close to these music cats, bro. But, like, I realized something, bro, they were children. They both were children. And people, like, even when all that stuff happened with Chris, bro, he was a child. He wasn't even 21 yet, bro. Right. You had these grown-up people literally trying to lynch a child. Yeah. And I'm not even saying whether he did right or wrong, but he was a kid, though. You don't do children like that. I remember him going to Good Morning America, and they ambushed him because I knew Tina. And they promised that boy that they wasn't going to talk about that. And they got that little young kid. At the time, he a grown man. Now he got more kids than me. But I watched what they did to him, and we let them do that to him. Mm-hmm. White folks don't treat their leaders and their kids like that. They don't. Even if they gonna bust their ass later on, bro, like they protect them in public. That's why I say, man, most people don't want to free the slaves. They want their chance to hold a whip. Yeah. Most people don't give a fuck about these kids. They don't care nothing about nothing but money. Ain't no honor. All these motherfuckers talk all of this shit, bro, but how honorable are you, bro? We used to have codes in the streets. There's certain shit we just wouldn't do. Yeah. And now we'll do anything, and if we'll do anything, then you really just prostitutes for this prison industrial system, bro. Yeah. But yeah, all right, let's go to it. We were going somewhere positive.
Yeah, no. So I know you went to Southern University. Mm-hmm. I always wanted to ask you, why didn't you go to like Jackson State or the Alcorn State?
Well, I didn't go to Jackson State because I really believe I would have died. Like Jackson State for us in Jackson, that's just like high school. There wouldn't have been no growth for me, bro. Like my mother, she made me promise that I would go out of state so I could grow up. So I could sort of burn the bridge and learn to be a man by myself. Yeah. And my mom said, if you will go to school outside of Mississippi, even if you don't make it, you could always come home. And Spitty, I'm gonna take my glasses off, bro, because this is a real story, bro. This is one of the things that hurt me the most in my life, ever, bro. So they would always announce in high school, like all the people who were going out of state to go to college. So, you know, they named all of the people, and I remember this, bro. They got to my name and announced my name, bro, and they laughed so hard that the school started shaking, dog. No bullshit. Wow. I know I'm a great storyteller, and people be wondering, like, did that shit really happen? I'm dead serious. Bro, that shit hurt me so bad. Like, bro, even if you thought that I was gonna fail, why would you? A$AP Rocky said that one time. He was like, man, if somebody creating, why would you ever tell them that they couldn't do it, even if you believed it? Just shut the fuck up. Bro, I made a vow to myself. And even my best friend at the time, he said, oh, you'll be back. Like, bro, I vowed that even if I had to stay in Baton Rouge and I didn't finish college, that I wouldn't let motherfuckers at home know that I didn't make it. And I'll say this, and not that I'm proud of this, but out of all of those people who went out of state and went to school, I was the only one that stayed out of state and graduated. Right. Now, some people did come back and go to Mississippi State, some went to Ole Miss, but they came back. Yeah. I vowed I would never come back. Yeah. And I saw this video by this group called Ho Frat Ho. And I thought it was like a lot of hip hop at Southern, but that video was so lit, bro. Southern was like that, but it wasn't like a whole bunch of hip hop. But bro, I met some of the dopest hip hop artists that I've ever. It was a group called 22’s. It was this rapper named Drac Muse. He was so fucking dope. So like, bro, it was some of the dopest. Man, the 22’s was from Richmond, California, bro, and they sort of had that sort of Souls of Mischief, Dale the Funky Homo Sapien, the rhyming and timing and you know the poetry, and Drac had that slick Chicago shit. I think Common's homie, Sean Lett, was there at the time. He did a semester there, bro. They had some of the most vicious MCs that I ever saw, and bro, I would rap in those ciphers, bro, and then come back to Jackson and be like a whole nother beast. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Southern, I remember, I always thought that politicians were weak. You know, they was just parasitic people who got those positions and, you know, used them as stepping ladders to do something else that they wanted to do in life. But Southern, and I'll say this, bro, and I mean this, bro, out of all the things I've ever done in my life, being SGA president at Southern is still my greatest accomplishment in my life, dog. Wow. They gave me an opportunity to do something that I didn't even think that I could do, bro. They gave me hundreds of thousands of dollars. They gave me all of the students. This is what, because people don't research. I went and researched, bro. I used to go and sit in, while they were in session in Baton Rouge, I would go sit in the basement of like these buildings downtown and watch and learn Robert's Rules of Orders and while they were making the laws in Baton. People didn't know that. I would just sit in the back and learn. And any money that doesn't have to do with buildings or going directly to the school is supposed to be ran by student leaders. But they have manipulated the students and passed laws throughout the years to take away our power, and most people are just enthralled with the position and not the opportunity to really help people. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I probably would never run. Everybody would be like, you should be the president, you should be this. No, dude, I want to make money. Because the real truth is the people that have the money and the true power that you don't know, they're really the presidents. Right. These silent, powerful families are really running our food. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's about accruing power and then raising somebody that comes from what we come from. Because I tell you what Southern taught me. If poor people don't invest in power, power will never invest in poor people. Like even if you have a good, rich person, he don't really understand what it means to be poor. Yeah. A lot of times the shit that we go through, people be like, oh, that shit ain't that bad. How the fuck? Right. And what the fuck? Right. You know, so for me to get in that position in Southern, and I'm gonna show you how powerful God is, I was able to accrue that level of power in a microcosm. And it was really God preparing me for the future. For the leader that I never thought I could be. Southern showed me that. Yeah. And what people don't know is they outlawed me from Southern campus for 10 years. So that's what I'm saying when a lot of people say, why you don't come back, why you don't do this, because you don't know the history. You don't know what they did to me. Yeah. But what I can say, there's a young lady named Heather. She's married now. I'm sorry I forgot your new name, but her name was Heather Williams. She was Miss Southern. When I was SGA president, she has been trying to mend that, and they got a new group of people at Southern, and I'm ready, you know, to come back and do the things that I should have done. I never should have left, even if they had outlawed me, because it was the people who were running Southern, not the kids, and the only people that suffered were the children, and their ability to see somebody from where they went to schools that walked the same halls to be able to be as successful as I was. And I bleed. You know, I have to say this, and I never said this before anywhere, is because of what Southern did, like I just wore a Jackson State hoodie for the first time, I think 3 years ago. And it wasn't because I didn't support Jackson State, but Southern gave me an opportunity to be a leader. And I'm the SGA president. I wasn't just a regular student. Right. I didn't wear shit but Southern. Fuck that. You know, but then, you know, Grambling was really the first place to bring me. And they were our arch rivals, you know what I'm saying? And Grambling was the first one to pay me and shit. I gotta be honest with you. Southern is the second place ever in history that when I showed up didn't have my money. So my alma mater.
Wow. Didn't
have my fucking money when I showed up.
That's crazy.
You know? But that's part of it. Let me say this before we move on, that's important. And I will only say this on a black show. Never say this on a white show. But one of the things that are very important while black people are pushing HBCUs, we are the only fucking colleges that send our best and our brightest to go and work for other people. I believe HBCUs are supposed to teach you what you're supposed to be. I don't care what that is. It can be Muslim, it can be Moors, it can be indigenous people, it can be African. I don't give a fuck. But that 350 to 500 years that we lost, and then that oppression that we still go through, HBCUs are supposed to reinstill that in us. Like, I learned more about being black at white colleges that I went to after Southern than I did at Southern. And most, I won't say most, but a lot of parents who didn't have an opportunity and they moved out west and they moved to New York, they send their kids back to HBCUs to get a black experience. And black experience goes further than just being around black people.
That's real.
So that if we say that we're HBCUs, what the fuck does that mean? What do you get from going to a HBCU? You are supposed to teach us how to be black, how to be African, how to be whatever we call ourselves today. And I think we spend more time in trying to socialize. But then when I started studying more, some of these places that we think are HBCUs, they're really normal schools. They're schools that white people paid to send either their illegitimate black children or they sent black people there to break them. And so we have to know the mission statement of these so-called black colleges, and then those who are doing what they're supposed to do, we gotta hold them to task.
Yeah. No, it's real. I remember, you know, when I was going through my college journey and, you know, being from Milwaukee, my mom being from Hernando, Mississippi, you know what I mean, and living in Memphis and all that. You know, Milwaukee's so segregated that I remember when it was time for me to pick a school, she didn't want me to go to a HBCU. Wow. And she was like, you around nothing but black folks here and see that here. And she was like, you need to go. She was like, I want you to go and experience some diversity and even gain a more value of who you are and, you know, being around a mass of people who aren't only black. So I remember, you know, like I went to University of Minnesota, you know, PWI, and but always wanted that experience. But, you know, at the same time, you know, I was happy with the decision that I made, but I always wondered, like, what if, or, you know what I mean? Like,
and let me be clear about something. I think that we as black people, we could do like other races of people. If you're gonna send somebody to a PWI, send them to a PWI with purpose. Okay, we're sending you over here to get this information. We're sending you over here to get these relationships, but we need you to bring it back to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We go and never come back.
Yeah.
You know, and I honestly don't. You know, sometimes, too, there's another responsibility that we got to talk about, and most people are afraid to talk about it. If you do have somebody that come back, you can't rob them.
Yeah.
You got to protect them and treat them right. We complain about people not coming back to the hood, or we don't come. Like, I had this conversation with some councilmen one time. I said, bro, we want people to come to the city. We want people to come back to their neighborhoods and all that kind of shit. But then when we do, we treat them like shit. We don't protect them. We don't hold other people to task. We don't, bro. And we gotta do better. We gotta live with purpose, bro. Because that's one of the reasons why they integrated us. They didn't integrate us because they wanted black people to live in their neighborhoods. They integrated because they saw what other groups of people did when they concentrated on themselves. And imagine what black people do every time you put them in a new sport. You put them in tennis, what they do? You put them in golf, what do they do?
Dominate.
Anytime we go anywhere, if we have
gymnastics.
Yep, if we have any equity at all, bro, whether it's school, you look at most of the patents. If you really do the knowledge on them, bro, there's a black person in that room somewhere, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm saying is, bro, that we have to be a little bit more focused. And that's one thing that I can say that I'm proud of, bro. I just learned how to start beating my chest, bro. There's some things, not just in hip hop, but in technology, that I was the first person to do it. I just didn't know that it was a thing. I just did it because I didn't have no bread. I was trying to compete with billion-dollar companies. So it made me think on a level, bro. And the only thing that bothered me is if I am great, I'm supposed to influence people. You know, but the thing is that people won't even just give you your credit, bro, so that you can take it, even if they want to bite off you some more. Well, shit, if you help me become better, then I'm gonna create more shit, then you can just bite off the new shit too. Yeah. But don't just take shit and not give credit back at all, bro. There's 4 very big things, and it's crazy, man. Like, Taz from Philadelphia was one of the few people, he literally made some videos about this is what David Banner created. And you know, us being from the country, our dad always taught us not to brag. Right. But the way that the world is now, if you don't brag, they'll write you out of the fucking history books.
Nah, that's real. Whew, you just hit one with that, because that's my mantra right now, and why even I'm stepping forward more. And you know what I mean? Like,
they will erase you.
Yeah, I had somebody tell me when I walked in their office, they was like, "Hey man, you better stand up and start talking about all these things that you've done, because folks are erasing you out of history as we speak. Like, you better step up."
It was funny, man. I was talking to an artist, and I was telling them, like, I really don't give a fuck about the credits and shit. You know, just give me my money. I said the reason why I press for credits, the reason why I'm really hell bent on like my EP credits and all that kind of stuff, is for my grandchildren.
For sure.
It's not necessarily for me. You know, it's a wise man once said, it's not what they will think about you in 1 year, 2 years, or even 20 years. It's what they'll think about you in 200 years if they know you existed at all. Yeah. So, bro, what you're doing is important. You know, what you're giving to people is important, bro. I said it earlier, bro. I see what y'all did to Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey may be one of the most profound people that ever existed in history, bro. You know, we walk around here with his colors. I hear so many people say, "Oh man, you got the red, black, and green on them David Banner colors." No, they not. That's a lie. That's a lie. Ooh man, look at them Gucci colors. That's a lie. Right. Marcus Garvey, man, most conventional black organizations, whether they know it or not, are built off of his concepts, bro.
Yes, absolutely.
And we don't even know that man's name. And then people who I know his name, you won't say nothing about that man, and you biting all his shit?
Man, come on.
Somebody like Nikola Tesla, bro, like, if you got technology that's wireless, bro, you gotta give that man some type of credit, bro. Yeah. That shit ain't right. And then you wonder why people don't come back and fuck with you. Nah, damn, right. I look good.
Yo, so you've been, we talked about Method Man earlier, and you know, you stepped into acting, you know, taking it on full force. Was he someone who, you know, you even, you know, spoke to about making that conscious decision, or anybody who, you know, man?
Method Man, bro, is just all around good dude. Me and Meth talked more about just, bro, if you have your mind and your spirit right, we can figure out the rest of this shit, dog.
That's real.
On the acting side, bro, I would say that it's Samuel Jackson.
Okay.
Like, Sam actually told me, man, stop thanking me, bro. He did. He was like, listen, Banner, Man, he said the hardest shit. He was like, bro, he said, my first movie, I was just a stand-in. I just walked by. Huh. He said, your first movie was with me, and you survived. He said, bro, stop all that. You know, it's cool. I appreciate you for thanking me, bro, but you supposed to be here. Act like it. Bro, I done worked hard, dog.
Yeah.
I've been in acting school. I keep trying to tell these kids, man, they think that you could just get up and just do that shit naturally, bro. Like, I read a book that said that talent is only a head start. That's the reason why I love Steph Curry so much.
Yeah.
Everything about him, he was light skinned, had terrible knees, was short. There was no reason why he should be one of the best players. He's gonna lead his game, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro, he gonna be in the top 3.
Oh yeah.
He is, bro, and he works so fucking hard, bro. That's the reason why. Like, it's funny, man. I started really caring about Golden State because Baron Davis.
Oh yeah.
He's a very good friend of mine, and he was popping when my career popped off, and when I would go to the Bay. And what people don't understand is, like, when my career did this, the Bay is what picked me back up, and people are surprised to know that, bro. And the only reason why I didn't perform in the Bay more because they got the biggest promoter out in the Bay is this white guy. He's not just white, he's something else, and he was treating black people bad, man, and I was doing a show up there, bro. And he looked at me and said, you better not jump off stage, and you know how wild I am. And that was when Get Like Me was on. So I didn't say nothing, bro.
Yeah.
And so Get Like Me came on and said, stunting is a habit. I looked at him and said, and jumped off stage. I ain't performed in the Bay since then, dog.
Wow.
With my tough black ass. That's about $3 million, dog.
Oh, man.
You know, but nah, man, Sam did some things for me, bro, that I couldn't have ever asked him to do, man. And he'll never want nothing back. Sam told me some shit one day, bro. I was on set one day, and the people from the movie company had promised me the day off because I had to go and do something that I was booked for earlier. And bro, you know how I am about business and being on time and keeping my word, and it was a big opportunity. And so I went and asked Sam. I was like, Sam, bro, what should I do? He said, Banner, you ain't number 1 on the call sheet. They'll be all right. And I was like, so just don't show up? No, they'll shoot that shit at another angle. And what he taught me is they make you feel as if everything is the end of the world so they can keep you on the edge and keep you nervous, bro. Like, he was like, did they promise you? And I showed him the text. He was like, just don't come. No. Now, I'm not telling y'all that that's what y'all should do. You know, you may not be able to do what me and Sam did. It feels good to even say that. But he told me, he was like, Banner, bro, just don't worry about it. As long as you know that you're right, like, just stand on what's right and be as great as you can with your craft. Like, that's what Sam taught me more than anything, man. Like, most of us want to do this shit, bro, for money and for fame and to get bras, man. Like, be great at the craft and all that will come to you.
Absolutely.
I told my little homie, bro, and he just got his money up, bro. Like, dude got all kind of cars and stuff. I used to tell him, bro, you fly. Like, all the stuff you think you want, you know what I'm saying, the Bentleys and all that shit, bro, you're not gonna want that shit once you get there.
That's right.
And I said, like, all of the fame and the women, that shit gonna chase you. He thought, he said, man, you just saying that shit because you got it.
Right.
And as soon as he got it, he was like, bro, I thought you was lying, bro. He was like, I don't really care about none of this shit, bro.
It make you almost turn into a minimalist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, less is more.
And Buddhism, they say that.
Yeah.
Freedom is letting go of stuff,
Yes.
bro, not being bounded by nothing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Some people will look at a homeless person and feel sorry for them. But on the other end of the spectrum, they ain't got to worry about rent.
Yeah.
They ain't got to worry about, they free if that's what they chose to do.
Sure,
I'm not saying that people don't have a hard time. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
So like Sam taught me, bro, and I think I scare some people, bro. Like when I'm on set, I ain't playing. Because I know that acting is something that I wasn't necessarily the most talented at, that I had to work at. Just like Steph Curry, I have to work. Bro, Brandy Evans from P-Valley.
Okay.
If they give that girl a half a chance, she gone. That's one person that I can say I ain't never seen nobody, maybe with the exception of maybe Tyler Perry on a good day, that work as hard as me. But Brandy Evans, shit. That girl will work on a part or work on a scene for 16 hours a day, bro. All day. You see her walking downtown talking to herself. She going over her lines. Like, she really helped instill and put a fire back in me. My little brother, Karan Joseph Riley, bro, same thing, bro. Like, I'm not playing when it comes to black art. I'm dead serious. And it's funny, I watched when I got to the set of Family Business New Orleans, I think that shocked them. Because somebody came back and told me, man, that one of the actresses said, we were at Jennifer Hudson's show. And she was like, oh, he's a nice guy. Man, I ain't laughing and playing. I'm in that script. It's funny, somebody asked me, what's the one thing, name something that you gotta have when you on set? And, you know, I guess they thought I was gonna say like purple M&Ms or I need, you know. Yeah. I said a good script. That's all I need. Yeah. You can keep the rest of that shit. And my check.
Right.
But I ain't gonna show up unless Regina got that check, huh, Gina? And make sure that paper right. But no, seriously, dog, I need a good story. Yeah. I need a great character, bro. If you give me that and let me play, it's on, bro. Yeah. It's on. Bro, I love this shit, bro. And I know how long you known me, bro, and we have talked about some because I was gonna ask you about your because I know you had changed a lot of stuff around to make sure that your family was well. I don't know if you want that shit over here. So that's the kind of shit.
I talk about it because I was gonna mention, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, before my mom's had passed, like I remembered like a memory I remember a conversation that we had and it kind of touched on something else we talked about where she was like, yo, I grew up in Hernando, you know, South Memphis.
And it's junk, man.
And Milwaukee, man, come on, man. You already know.
Hey, man. Yo, hold on, wait. I gotta tell you a really funny story. I was on the plane and I saw this young lady came and she sat down next to me. And she had a mask on. And I looked at her eyes. I was like, I know you. Then I said, in this junk, man? And she just laughed and laughed. I'm like, you in this junk, man? It was Glorilla.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
And still to this day, I will not call her Glow. Every time I see her, I say in this junk, man. What up? In this junk, man.
That's funny to the mud.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Nah, but I remember like one thing that she told me that really stuck out was she was like, you know, I've lived in, you know, these certain environments my whole life. And she was like, for the first time, you know, when you moved me out here to the suburbs, this house, she was like, I now understand how people who have never lived in these environments can look at us the way that they look at us and not have any kind of understanding. Because she was like, I went for years where every single day I would hear sirens. And then living out here, I don't ever hear sirens.
Bro, again, I don't be wanting people to get into our personal lives, but bro, you remember when you used to send me pictures when you first got all of that stuff in the backyard? Yeah, bro. You was like, man, look at the lake, man. You was so excited, man. Oh my God. Look, man, I just walk outside, I got grass, dog. Yeah, bro. I remember you would send me pictures and shit, bro, and I was happy for you, man. With me, bro, it's crazy because people don't know this about me, bro. I started rapping in the 6th grade. Before they was playing rap on the popular radio stations, bro, and people used to laugh at me. It's funny that I got Adidas on, bro. People used to laugh at me, bro, and say, man, why you wearing all that New York shit, man? It's funny, people who ask, there's some people who tried to get me to sign them, who used to tease me, and they don't think I remember that they used to tease me. Oh, bro, what you trying to do that shit for? Yeah. And I spent so much time trying to be a city boy, and then when I got the city shit, I wanted to move back to the country. Straight up. It's the craziest shit, bro. Like, everybody that know me know, bro, like, I want to be quiet. I put a girl out the crib one time for that. That we was potentially dating. Yeah. And she just wouldn't be still, bro. What can I do for you? Can I do it? Like, what I want to do is just spend time with you. Just chill. And she wouldn't be, and I asked her, I was like, I'm sorry, baby, but like, you gotta go. And she was like, why? Like, cause you won't be still. I need you to be still. Yeah. Like, that's the greatest thing for me. Like, people think it's about movement. It's really about being fucking still. And I know if you can't control yourself, then you definitely can't control the household.
Right.
You definitely won't be able to control our children.
Right.
You definitely won't be able to control our finances because you can't control yourself.
Right.
And so if you disrupt the God in my house, because God is stillness, bro. God isn't movement. You know what I'm saying? God is the most silent voice, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
You know, the ability to be at peace with yourself, the reason why people can't be still is because they're not at peace.
That's real. Because it's interesting. Like I give so many people, game and share knowledge on the tip. People are asking me like, man, how have you, been able to, lose this weight or, build this company, build this brand and all of that. And I'm like, man, a lot of it has to do with like me being able to silence, sit in silence, like do breathing techniques, things that I practice regularly. Maurice Garland hit me a few months ago and gave me some game, shared something with me just out the blue that I practice now every day. And he was like, man, every day when I wake up, I sit before I touch my phone. Like I just sit for about 5 to 10 minutes and I breathe and I, and I pray and I proactively, do that and do it out loud. And I started doing that and just started noticing like how many things that I prayed for were coming. And then I started realizing like, wait a minute, I need to be more detailed with these prayers because stuff's coming, but it ain't all the way how I asked for it.
You know what? It hurts some black people's feelings when I say this. I actually think we pray too much. Like, how can you hear God if you run in your fucking mouth? Shut up. You praying like, God, what should I do? Okay, I'm trying to tell you, shut the fuck up.
That's real.
Be still.
We push away some of the signs that come to us because it might not come exactly how we want it to come at that time.
Like, think about it, bro. Like, I've never said this before, but think about it, bro. We the loudest motherfuckers in religion. Like, you can't hear God. That's really ego.
Yeah.
All that hooping and hollering and shit. Like, be still, be quiet.
Yeah.
Listen, how can you hear God? How can you get the answer? Do you really want the answer? Like, and most people are afraid to say that. I don't really give a fuck. Because I have a relationship with God.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's special. You know what I'm saying? Like I give you an example. I used to trip on some of the things that Christians would say, right? And I was like, man, come on, bro. But then I started realizing, like, you remember when they said, like, when Jesus was in the middle of a storm and, like, nobody else could sleep and they was tripping because Jesus was sound asleep?
Yep.
Like, bro, I always been there for you. What you tripping for? You with me.
Right.
That's why I know that most people don't really believe in God. Because if you believing in God, you wouldn't be afraid of shit. You would go and smack that rattlesnake. What rattlesnake, bitch? Bah! Like, even think about being on the cross, bro.
Yeah.
You know who my dad is, homie? Be clear.
Right.
Like, it's even really making me check myself. Like, why am I tripping on these hating motherfuckers, dog? We shouldn't even be talking about them sorry ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
If we really know that God with us, nigga, fuck all y'all, every one of y'all.
Because that's how he moved with that utmost confidence, man. When he was walking through the wilderness and fasting,
and the motherfuckers who say that they was about God was the one that killed him.
Yes.
He ain't fuck with them. He fucked with us.
Yes.
He was in the streets, and when he went and fucked with them lames, he was turning over tables.
Yes.
You feel me?
Absolutely,
but people don't really
bro.
want to talk about that kind of shit. That's why they try to tell David Banner to put his glasses on and talk about family business, New Orleans, and fight night, and all other things that they want me to say on. Nah, but seriously though.
Yeah.
You know, and bro, I tell you, man, like, that's one of the things, man, that's the craziest, man, is that being in flesh, we do get along. That's why I want to tell you, bro, like, the one thing I have learned since we ain't talked in a long time is, man, is give yourself some grace. You gonna make mistakes. That's the only way that you learn, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And don't worry about it. Most of the time, man, people hate on you is because they don't have purpose. That's the only reason why we are other people's business.
Yeah.
Like, because we don't have our own. And most of the time, people are upset with you because how dare you come from where I come from and have your shit together? How dare you come from where I come from and be happy? Crit just told me that. Crit said, Banner, be careful. And I was like, why? He's like, bro, because you happy in one of the most nervous times in history, and motherfuckers is wondering, like, why is he so fucking happy?
Yeah, that's real.
How does that motherfucker, with all the shit going on in the world, whip that Ferrari like that? Did you see that motherfucker come around that corner? 10! Did you bullshit? No, but I'm serious, bro. And you gotta forgive them. That's the God in you.
But people even are, giving you backlash for saying that right now is one of the best times in history for black people.
Yeah, it is.
Because so many people disagree with that, and so many people are,
But most of them niggas, bro, and crackers or whoever they are who say that kind of shit, they ain't got nothing. Like, bro, like, if I'm telling you some shit and you see the shit working for me, I always tell motherfuckers how that shit you talking working. So, like, sometimes, not all the time, when people criticize, I'll go down the rabbit hole to see who they are. Yeah. And you fucking miserable. Like, why would you disrupt my class? It's not like I'm coming to your page, like, why would you come and disrupt class, dog? If you don't agree with me, just keep it moving. Yeah. It's a lot of niggas I really disagree with. They wrong, I really feel like in my heart, but they're not breaking the law. They're using their talents for what they want to use their talents for. Right. And if I am right and exact, Elijah Muhammad said it. If you will present the clean water, people will drink it. Yes. So if I have the clean water and I present it, that's all I can do. If you don't like somebody's song, make a better song. But you a fucking bum, right? You can't make music. So if you really think that a person's song is whack, don't talk about them, make better music. And like, bro, every fucking time I tell people I'm gonna do something, don't I do it? Absolutely. I'm not saying I'm the best in the fucking world, but every time I say something, so I gotta show you again and again and again, man, fuck y'all. I mean it, dog. I love, and the other thing is, sometimes I am wrong. And that's where you have to have God in you. It's like, I don't listen to a lot of people, but I consider them. Because think about it. A motherfucker ain't gonna come up to you, 10, and say, your mama got 5 legs. That won't matter anything to you, right? Because that's just no way that your mother can have 5 legs. People always have to say something that's close to the truth. T-Pain taught me that. So a lot of times when people hate, it just shows me where I can tighten up at. Like, how do I have to show and prove more so I can make it easier for people to believe? Because that's one of the only things that upset me, bro. Some of these kids will listen, and I know the shit that I'm saying, bro, to some people is wild. Yeah. If I tell you, man, like I say this to people all the time, and I know that they tell me to stay away from religion. But like, bro, if I tell people all the time that I believe the story of Jesus is not that Jesus is coming to bear the cross for you. I believe the story of Jesus is that I'm gonna show you how to bear your own cross. I'm gonna come down here and show you how to carry this motherfucker, right? And then if you had that faith, that's where I was trying to go with the last story, is you can walk on water too. Yeah, absolutely. Bro, Spitty, be honest with me. Is your brother right now not walking on water?
Absolutely. Come on.
I told you I'm gonna be the flyest motherfucker on this planet, dog. And people are starting to say it. Yes. But I had to say it first.
That's real.
Bro, it's not faith. I know that I know that I know. Because when you have confidence, there's a little bit of doubt in it. No, bro. I'm not playing in this motherfucker.
Muhammad Ali called himself the greatest because he knew it. And he wasn't going to wait for nobody else to tell him that.
Tip told them motherfuckers.
I'm the king of the
But he had to say it first.
Absolutely.
Bro said that shit. And motherfuckers was looking at him like, are you sure?
Right.
I have never seen confidence in that. He was one of the people that taught me that shit. Tip know that he know when nobody believed, bro. Yeah. You know? And so, like, man, for me, dog, like, bro, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm my biggest problem. It ain't white people. It ain't niggas. I am the fucking problem, bro. And when I corrected me, when I started treating me better, bro, when I knew I deserved it, bro, my whole life changed, dog. Bro, I don't run to money. Money run to me. I attract it, bro. I am so fucking opulent. I am so fucking clean, bro. I'll tell you this is the last thing, and then we gotta go. I'll give you one more question after this because I gotta go. It's some money waiting on me. I don't even know if I should say this, bro, but you mean something to me, man. Like, Bro, I separated myself from every woman that I was dealing with, bro. And I had to clean myself up, dude. Like, I realized, bro, that I couldn't attract an angel. I've never been a bad guy. Like, I've never been a mean person. I've never been an unfair person. But, like, it was just things about me that I couldn't, that would stop me from attracting an angel. How can you want an angel? How can you want a blessing and you a curse to somebody else? It's like, I had to become a better person, bro. And only you had this, bro. Like, I think I may have said something similar, but this has been the loneliest I've ever been in my life. And bro, when I tell you my DMs are popping, bro, even when I had play out, bro, my chest was out, bro. I ain't never seen this shit different, dog. My relationship with women right now, but it was sort of God telling me, like, do what I say do. Like, go through that loneliness, bro. Clean yourself up, and I'll give you the world. And then when I give it to you, you can control it. Most men can't control their dick.
Yeah, so right.
Most men can't say no. You're a high-priced whore is what you are. Yeah. But seriously, dog, man,
that's real.
Like, bro, this has been the loneliest that I've ever been in my life, bro, but I have perspective. And I realized when she comes, literally and figuratively, I'll be able to see her. And I'll be clear, and I'll be clean, bro. And, you know, I can't demand anything from my woman that I haven't been. But it's the same for her. You know, if I waited on you, did you wait on me? And most people can't say that. You know, I don't have no diseases that I know of. Yeah. I'll be able to hold us down for some years if need to be. You know, if you want to go be a doctor and we make that plan, I got us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people demand something that they demand something from other people that they can't give. I know what I can give to a woman. And I want to let little boys know that they have value. Most of the time they make us feel like our dicks ain't shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, I'm a man of value. I'm a man of morals. Like, it matters to me. Have I slipped? Woo!
Come on now, we all do.
A lot of times. Sometimes I
breaks.
enjoy slipping, but for the most part, bro, I'm an honorable man. Yeah. And what's funny is that most women think that it's a certain type of woman that I want. My mom told me that, man, and I thought it was the dopest thing that I heard. My mom said, "You've never brought the same woman in my house." You know what I'm saying? I don't have a type. Just good vibes. Yeah. You know, I met one girl, bro. She wasn't the smartest person in the world, but she was the most loyal woman I ever met in my life. That woman had money and got out on the streets and sold my CDs, dog. Yeah. Like, bro, like, I've had some of the most, man, Regina, you know this one. I had one of the most beautiful women on this planet, bro. Like, literally, was she beautiful, Regina? And you a woman. She a straight woman. Was she not bad? Like, this is one of the baddest motherfuckers on this planet. For me, I'm not saying she was a bad person, but her spirit wasn't for me, bro. Like, I literally got sick when she would come around me, bro. Like, so what I'm trying to say is that it ain't about your money. It ain't about your beauty. It's about your spirit. It's about if you feel like you lacking in one place, then how can you be stronger in another place? That's real. You know what I'm saying? I might not, you know, if you can't cook, then can you build? I knew a girl one time that I dated, she motherfucker couldn't boil an egg. But her dad was a carpenter. Yeah. And she could, this motherfucker, Regina, couldn't that motherfucker build a half a house? I'm dead serious, motherfucker, but she actually could cook. I was trying to make the story spicy. She could cook too. But nah, this motherfucker could build she could build a half house. Yeah, she was gonna call me. Like, nigga, I know we ain't dating no motherfucker. You know I threw down. Yeah. But nah, seriously though, bro. But she can make it up. And what I'm looking for, man, is a partner that we can get old together when your dick don't get hard no more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When them titties don't sit up no more. you know, when I'm sick, and when you sick, you know what I'm saying? If the money get low, you know what I'm saying? Can we get down? And that's where I think we got to get back to as a people. I tell y'all this, man. Thank y'all for allowing me to be on the platform. Make sure that y'all support Family Business New Orleans, which I am one of the stars on. Go back and watch Fight Night. I think Fight Night was one of the most amazing things that I've ever been a part of in my life.
And can I ask you this?
Yes.
You shot both of those at like around the same time, right?
No, it was at the same time.
Okay, so how did you go from, you know, in Family Business, you played John LeBlanc, you know what I mean? How do you jump from that role, which is, you know, you know what I mean, like just extreme in itself, then to Missouri Slim, you know, and Fight Night?
Well, I want to tell you as an interviewer, bro, you just make me happy, bro, because me and Regina, that shit was hard, bro. And one of my friends told me that, like, most major stars who've been active for 20, 30 years, number one, don't get the opportunity to, but, bro, I'm working with Samuel L. Jackson.
Bringing it back full circle.
Don Cheadle, bro. Terrence Howard and Taraji, which I did the last season of Empire. But a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, don't remember that, bro. To work with this level, these levels of stars, man, and originally people don't know this, I was only written in to do like 2 or 3 episodes. We ended up, having 6 or 7? And to have to deal with that pressure, and then for me to be a star, one of the stars, leading stars on Family Business, and have to learn that amount of information, and then have to travel back and forth. Bro, on my birthday, I worked from, I think it was 10 to midnight on Fight Night, went home, printed out my script, slept at the Delta Terminal in Atlanta, and was on set in LA from noon to 8 o'clock that night on my fucking birthday, bro. And had to know the information for all of them. So I couldn't do that much sleeping on the plane because I had to learn the lines for Family Business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And bro, like, I just want these kids to know, bro, I've been in acting school since like A Pimp. I like to thank Craig Brewer, man, who believed in me, bro. He told me some shit, bro, and this white man didn't have to do this for me. He pulled me to the side, he said, David Banner, because you over 6'2" and you're not a comedian, they're gonna try to make you a thug. They're gonna try to make you, you know, they're gonna try to typecast you. This man literally told me this, I'm not joking. He said, you have one of the most beautiful smiles that I've ever seen in any form of media. And he said, use that. And so that's the reason why when y'all see me play somebody like Missouri Slim or Jean LeBlanc, I always flash that smile because they want to see us unhappy, bro. They want to weaponize us, bro. They want people to be afraid of us. So when they do what they do to us from a mass perspective, then they're justified. I make people, when they take pictures of me, I make the little boy smile. Like, bro, stop that shit, bro. Don't let them see us unhappy.
Yeah.
Bro, this is one of the things that made me feel so happy, bro. Mike Brown Sr., you know, you know what he's going through with losing his son, bro. Absolutely. I think it was the 10th year afterwards, man, I just pulled him to the side. I said, Mike, smile, bro. Like, bro, like, we know what they did, bro. But I said, them people across town, they not losing no sleep. Don't let them see us, like, after this long, still hurting, bro. Like, if we have to do what we need to do, we gonna do it. And it was funny, bro. I didn't even know Mike had goals in his mouth, bro. Man, he smiled this last time I was up here so much, and it made me feel good, because ain't nothing soft about Mike Brown, bro. Like, that's a solid, that's a soldier, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even before this, we do our research, bro. And so to see him to be able to smile, and that's what I try to bring to Jean LeBlanc. Now, when you speak about Mo Slim and Jean LeBlanc, was it hard? No, bro, that's us. Yeah. Like, that's our uncles.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? That's our cousins. And that's why I think it's so fucked up, man, when niggas do bad shit in media and then we act like we holier than thou and like we can't fuck with them.
Right.
When you know your motherfucking uncle sold dope, your daddy sold dope, your daddy beat your mama, and you still accepted him. I'm not saying that the stuff that we do is beyond reproach, but we handle that in our community.
Right.
Don't act like that your hands are dry. Right. Don't act like you ain't never done nothing wrong, bro. That's why these kids don't listen to us, bro, because you lying, bro.
Right. Hypocrite.
Don't act like that, homie. And then if you gonna do that, swing that sword to everybody.
Yeah.
But motherfuckers don't want to do that, do they?
Nah, for real.
You know?
Man, shout out to 2 up-and-coming actors that I personally know that you worked with both on Fight Night and Family Business. Sam Adegoke, that you worked with on Fight Night. I went to college with, bro. Really, really solid dude. And then Az Marie, that you were in Family Business.
My niece.
Yeah, man. And she literally said when I was talking to her this morning, she was like, that's Unc right there. That's my uncle right there. I grew up with her in Milwaukee. So.
I do want to say this, man, especially about Fight Night. Bro, people talk about the stars in Fight Night, but they don't look at them kids, bro.
Oh yeah.
Man, them kids, bro.
Quincy, he played that role really
bro,
good.
I was floored, man. And then, you know, on Fight Night, on Family Business New Orleans, man, just the whole, one thing about Carl Weber that I need y'all to study is he creates such a family environment that, like, bro, when we walked up to the NAACP Awards, bro, it looked like a game. All us came together.
Yeah.
We it was more than just taking pictures. It was a movement, bro. And like that's how I want my sets to be, bro. Like it was, when you say family business, and let me say this before I leave, bro, it's very important. Make sure that you go back and watch the original Family Business too. Because Family Business New Orleans, as great as it looks and the cinematography and the story, we couldn't have done that without the original Family Business cast making their mistakes, you know, their consistency, you know, the things that they did right. Like we were able to create what we were able to create because of that. But what I'm going to tell you is now because of us, look at what they're going to have the ability to do.
Right, yeah.
And so I am grateful to the original Family Business cast, and y'all just get ready for me, man, on these superhero movies. I need y'all to show up for me regardless of whether you're interested in it, if you like it or not. If it's streaming, turn it on while you cooking, while you cleaning, and let it run. Because what I'm about to do in the sci-fi space has never been done. What I'm going to do from the movie perspective hadn't been seen in the last 60, 70 years. I got an idea from OG that I'm going to implement, but I can't implement it without the people. And if I do implement it without the people, then it is my responsibility for the people who did support. I'm done taking care of freeloaders. I want to be reciprocal to the place. So if you want to see David Banner in your town a lot, I'm coming to the places that support me. That was one of the only mistakes that I made in my music career. And I'm gonna tell you who did it better than anybody I've seen. Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti stayed in the markets that supported him. And he made sure that he went back to them enough until he had really, really taken care and secured those markets, bro. And that's what I'm gonna do from a movie perspective, bro. I'm gonna go into places that I love instead of chasing people who may not ever like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to the places and you know, that's going to dictate where I shoot my next movie. I wanna be where I'm loved. I'm sick of being in places where people don't act right and are not reciprocal and don't love me. If you wanna be around me, then support, then I'm gonna come back and support you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. I remember when we went to the Mill and we were also we went for the opening of the Black Holocaust Museum, but then one thing that we both talked about a lot was how big the Black Panther Party, is up there and just how impactful, it is up there. Also, I want to tap into the fact that the National Black Caucus of Jackson, Mississippi presented you with or awarded you with the Visionary Award, which is huge because we started out this conversation talking about.
Well, it was actually the National like it was national.
The National Black Caucus.
Yeah, it was because it came out of D.C., but they actually brought it to Jackson. I thought that was dope. They flew from D.C.
Wow.
And they gave it to me in my hometown.
Oh, that's
and it was
dope.
a national award.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. How does that feel to be recognized on that tip, you know? And
you want me to be honest?
Yes, I always want you to be honest, bro.
I want your money and your attention. I don't want your fucking flowers. My family can't eat flowers and my family can't eat accolades. That shit cute, but I can't shoot movies off of statues and pieces of paper unless it's money. Like, give me what you get in white folk. Give me some bread. You can keep all the rest of that shit. I don't give a fuck about all that shit, man. Like, that shit don't mean nothing. You know how black folks are about money. You know what I'm saying? If you really, really care about me, give me the bread. You can keep all the rest of that shit, dog.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
You know, I can't say that I'm not grateful. You know, we are encased in flesh and we want, you know, to feel like we want it, man, but that's something that Sam Jackson taught me. Sam said, man, you know, they can have all that awards. You can pay me what you owe me. I go buy, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I said this, I ain't never told nobody this, bro, but I said that back, you know, when the LA Clippers had an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, not show up at that game that time. And, you know, the coach said, you know, we going for a ring. I said, motherfucker, with all that money you got, you buy you a fucking ring.
Straight up.
You can't buy honor and dignity for your people. You know what I'm saying? Bro, man, I build me an Oscar bigger than that fucking wall. You pay me for this sci-fi movie.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Man, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I'm dead serious, bro. I'm grateful, man, but, man, like, sold out concert mean more to me. You know what they did for Ice Cube and Friday, like, that's what I want from my folk, bro. Like, oh, I buy all the rest of it. Yeah. I'm dead serious, man. I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you,
I'm
brother.
grateful, man. I'm just warning y'all, this is the last year that I'm wearing shirts. Cotton ain't never done nothing for a black man in the South, so I'm done wearing shirts. I look so good up under here, bro. You my friend. I just don't think this is the proper platform for me to take off my shirt, dog.
No, sir.
But know that it's under here, bro. Next time we come in this motherfucker, you gonna bring a pull-up bar.
Hey, come on.
And then you gonna do all motherfucking.
Come on, do our calisthenics vibe.
It's crazy though, bro. I don't know if you want me to say this though, but Nori got a new platform, bro, where we're gonna be running.
Oh, that's what's up.
We're gonna do the interview running.
Word.
And,
that's what's up.
Next time we come on here, bro, maybe we do some pull-ups.
Yeah, hey, me and Jim Jones was just talking about doing like a calisthenics, saying some on that tip. So nah, bro, like I'm definitely on the whole health is wealth vibe, and it's so important for us, especially as black people of color, that we are pushing that, because we push the word grind. And I want to say this too, because we used the word grind a couple of times in this interview. And this dope author, Jason Wilson, I read this book, Battle Cry. And in the book, he talked about the word grind and how, especially as black folks, we use it. But if you really look at that word, if you take two gears and you grind them together, after a while, what happens? They break, it breaks. It breaks, and
they're no longer mechanisms that can be used because they're now circles now.
Right, so they can't work anymore. Right. So I've been, working consciously to even take that word out of my vocabulary, because I don't want to work until I break down and can't do it no more. I want to, like what you were saying earlier, I want to work, be prosperous, be sitting, on a boat somewhere enjoying this and enjoying the fruits, and then also giving opportunities to other people so that they can be in position to work as hard as we've worked to achieve our dreams.
I want to give a quick shout out, man, to Pastor Troy.
Hi, yes, sir.
The reason why I want to give a shout out to Pastor Troy is because Pastor Troy's first studios used to be over here.
Word.
And I used to come over here and bring the van over here and do beats for Pastor Troy and Pete and all of them during that time, man. So this is almost a full circle moment for me to be able to come back, bro, in a very similar situation, bro, in a different tax bracket means something to me.
Absolutely.
I also want to give a shout out to Rich Boy. This is strange, but I think throw them D's on that bitch, bro. Like, I think that may be one of the most complete songs in rap history, bro. And because we from the South, like we don't get the type of credit. Like I told somebody, man, vice versa, I think maybe is one of the most, I think it's one of the most esoteric songs I ever heard in my life, bro. And I really wish that Pastor Troy would come back now and finish that song.
Yo, for real.
You know, because just the concept of you know, the people who gave us religion, there's nothing godly about them. So why would you believe that they would give you a heaven, you know what I'm saying, when they didn't want you on earth? You know what I'm saying? If you look at the stories of Jesus, look at the stories of God, they never acted like God.
Right.
So why would you believe them when it comes to religion? That don't make no sense.
Right.
So when Pastor Troy said, you know, what if, you know, heaven is hell and hell is heaven? You know, they lied about just about everything. And I think that is so dope and that's so prolific, bro. But because we from the South, we never get that kind of credit. And the reason why I was talking about Rich Boy is because think about how lyrical that song was, but it's not preachy.
Right.
It's still street, but it's still club. The beat has lasted. If you look, Kendrick Lamar just used the beat.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I heard an R&B song over the beat, so that means the beat within itself, similar to Prince music, and that talks about Polo the Don, it has transcended time, sort of like the Like a Pimp beat.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't know if that came out yesterday or 20 years ago.
Right.
You know, and so like a lot of times when we have the power to tell our people that we're proud of them, we don't. And what was I bumping when I came in here?
Throw some D's on that.
Throw some D's on that bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so like I was just thinking about that because at first to me it was Lucchini.
Ooh,
like
come
Lucchini
on,
to
Low.
me is by Camp Low is so dope to me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But as dope as the song is, now it's just a little dated. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit, but it still gives me that same feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's still dope, still transcends time, but it's just something gutter about Rich Boy's song, but it was sort of how Rubber Band Man makes me feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's right there in the middle. It feels good, but it don't feel corny.
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest with y'all, man, because I'm cool with one of the members of Camp Low. I'm from the South, bro, so I gotta go with the home team, dog. You know what I'm saying? And we don't never do that, man. When we get an opportunity, I remember a filmmaker from Mississippi made a movie, and she put a whole nother coast music in there. Yeah. And I didn't really care if it was me or not. But we had an opportunity to put, A-Ball and MJG in there, you know what I'm saying? UGK in there. And we put a whole nother coast of people, music, and that bothered me. I never said anything about it, but it bothered me because we had an opportunity to open up the doors for ourselves, and we didn't. And I shouldn't expect anybody else to do that but us, Yeah. Nah, David Banner of Banner Vision, I love y'all. Look at us on this nice porch.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Hey, and Banner, I got to thank you for making one of my favorite songs ever, Like a Pimp. No, not Like a Pimp, Cadillac on 22’s. Yeah. I'm sorry, Cadillac on 22’s is one of my favorite songs. The message in that song and like you basically like asking God to help you to be able to like share a certain type of message that you want to share, but at the same time of you asking God to do that, you were given the message that you were asking him to teach you how to give.
All right,
it's the illest concept
I'm about
ever.
to go. I promise I'm about to go. All right, I'll tell you.
We got like this is the last one.
Okay.
All right, I'll tell you the story about that real quick. So what happened is that I prayed to God that if I didn't have to sell drugs and I didn't have to be funded by a dope dealer like a lot of my friends were, and I didn't want to sell no more drugs, and I prayed to God if I could do this without having to do either one of those things, that I would praise his name, right? And so Like a Pimp came out and I got scared. I was like, I prayed to God and I asked God for something and he gave it to me. I better repay my debt and I better repay it now. Because you gotta think, that's really strange for me to go from Like a Pimp to Cadillac on 22’s. And even Atlanta radio said it, and it was a hit, but they was like, it's a slow record.
Right.
And if you think about it, I watch all of these people who's doing acoustics and 808s. David Banner did that shit a long time ago, and Cadillac on 22 sounds a lot like a country and western song to me, but I'm not gonna put that out there like that. But like, God, I know that we pimp. God, I know that we wrong. God, I know I should talk about more than all of my songs. I know these kids are listening. I know I'm here for a mission, but it's so hard to get them when 22-inch rims are glistening. Dog, I said something so hard on that song. I said, maybe this is first base. I hope I knock the ball up out the park so I can come back home. This is feeling so dark, feeling so cold. Lord, I'm getting so old. I don't know if I can take the shit anymore. Then I said, right there at the end of the song, and I said, something about my soul. And then if you listen to when the hook come in, about feeling like I'm losing my soul, and then when the hook come in, I say no. You know what I'm saying? But people never hear that aspect of it, man. There was such a creative part of me during that time, bro, and it sort of hurt me because I believed in hip hop. And I thought that, and it was crazy, bro, because white people gave me my credit. Like Rolling Stone said that my first album maybe they ranked it, bro.
Oh yeah.
And maybe one of the best, like, because what people don't understand, people talk about that rapping shit, but you can be lyrical but not be talking about nothing.
Right.
You can have a whole lot of bars, but you're not talking about the plight of your people.
Right, lyrical miracle.
You're not talking about, like, I remember, man, Pac said something so hard, he said, I'm having dreams about burning in eternal fire. Fuck all the rest of the song.
Yeah.
Or when Andre 3000 said, I asked her what she wanted to be when she grew up, and she said alive.
Ooh.
Dog, don't fuck your song, dog.
Right.
That's all I needed to hear, bro. You know, that's because I used to always be afraid of burning in hell, dog. And when Pac said that shit, and didn't nobody else say no shit like that, dog. Like you said, I don't give a fuck about your lyrical miracle. You know?
Yeah. Shed so many tears.
And so, man, like, I remember Rolling Stones quoted something, and when I wrote it, I didn't mean for it to be that deep. They said, I'm from a place where a flag means more than me. What? Ooh. Now that I'm older,
right.
I'm thinking about that young motherfucker? What? That boy said, I'm from a place where a flag means more than me.
Come on, man.
That little young, I was just so young and wild, I didn't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah.
If you go, man, that boy said, oh damn, what was that? On Bush. Daddy started pimping. Like, on the lyric, I was like, mama ain't got no cash, daddy ain't got no dough. So, daddy looked at my mama and started pimping that hoe. Man, it's hard times. Niggas ain't got shit. Nothing but Billy clubs to their head and their ass kicked. What? Man, coming up out of Mississippi, dog?
Come on, bro.
Bro, I was spitting
prolific,
that
bro.
And I didn't know, like, honestly, bro, I didn't know to about, I gotta be honest with y'all, I didn't know to about 5 years ago that shit was that dangerous. Bro, I was spitting that shit young and wild, all over the place. Musty.
Man, I was in college bumping that shit. And
Regina, I needed fucking lotion.
Yo.
I'm on their ass now, though,
Come
Spitty.
on now. David Banner, it's such a pleasure to have you bless the porch. Appreciate you
all
jumping off
good.
the porch with us, bro.
Regina, can I have my pistol back? Now I'm only saying that because I have great additions to my team now, man. I have one of the greatest publicists on this planet, and she's trying to get me acclimated to the proper business ways, and she just don't know I'm cute. I ain't gotta do that shit. I do what the fuck I want to do, and we're gonna be just fine.
Yes, sir.
Nah, man, I'm proud of y'all, and y'all thank
bro.
y'all for being patient with my wild ass. I'm better now. I'm happier than I ever been. I'm rich as fuck, and I love my people.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for letting me be on the porch.
Come on now. Appreciate you, bro.
Out this bitch.
Everybody was screaming it, but then you had people like David Banner who was getting at me and looking out for my fan.